This is Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrating, available on the Zone. The champ is in the house, Skye Nicolson. Thanks for giving me a little bit of your time. How's things?
Of course, always. Things are good. I'm excited. I feel like the press conference yesterday, the media stuff today, it all starts to make it feel more real. I mean, obviously, it's been real the whole time, but, you know, boxing, you never know what's around the corner. So, yeah, I'm excited. 2.5 weeks away. Less than that now. And yeah, I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I know the main thing for you is getting in the ring and doing the business, but I was sitting next to Caitlin Bennett from Matchroom, for those who don't know, and we were looking at you and you were pulling funny faces, and I said to her, is Skye enjoying this, or does she think it's a little bit awkward? So I want to know, like, when you was up there yesterday looking out at everyone with the Saudis on the balcony, big names around you, was you thinking, I love this?
Yeah, I do. I love it. I live for all of that stuff. It was something that actually quite surprised me when I turned over to pro, because I never did all that stuff before, obviously, and I didn't know if I would like it, but I love it. I love all the hype around the fights. I feel like I have really animated facial expressions.
You were feeling some of the tunes as well.
Yeah, and like sometimes it gets me in trouble because I feel like I'm not very good at like hiding what I'm thinking. So I think if there was a camera on me the whole time yesterday, you would have seen some seriously funny faces. But yeah, no, I love it. I was just enjoying the moment.
That's what we need. I might put it to DAZN. We need a Skye cam just for the whole of the press
It'll
conference.
get me in trouble, I'm telling you.
We'll talk about the press conference a little bit more in a bit, but just in terms of your journey, you were saying to me in the lift about the first interview we done was your debut fight week in San Diego. Up until now, can you pinpoint what the best bit of your journey's been? And not just our interviews, of course.
I mean, I've loved the whole journey. I feel like there's been so many moments where I'm just like, wow, is this my life? From fighting in Madison Square Garden to my homecoming for my first title fight. Obviously, winning the world title in Las Vegas, defending the world title in Philly.
You've not ticked a lot of boxes.
Yeah,
for someone who
been
hasn't
amazing.
been a pro
it's really
for really
hard
that long.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2.5 years have been absolutely unreal. And then obviously getting the call up to be on this card and to be the first female to fight in Riyadh season, to be the first women's world title fight to take place in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it's like the moments just keep getting better. So especially being in a good competitive fight against a well-respected opponent as well, I feel like these are the fights and the nights that I was born for, the fights and the nights I've been asking for, calling for. So I'm really excited for this opportunity. I've taken it with both hands. We keep leveling up every camp, and this one has been no different, and I'm just really excited to show the world what I can do on October 12th.
Yeah, there's a lot of respect between you and Raven as well. You could see that yesterday at the press conference. As much as we would love you two to just go back and forth, I think the first question you were asked, you responded by saying, I respect her, it's going to be a great fight, our styles will match up or clash quite well. So no shit talk yet.
No.
All very respectful.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
I think we're both going into the fight very confident. I think we both believe we win the fight, and I think that's what's going to make a great fight. I don't think we need to hate each other. I don't think we need to talk shit about each other. I think it's going to be a great fight. We're both quietly confident. And yeah, I feel like I do have a lot of respect for Raven. I feel like this is a better fight than a lot of other fights that could have been made in the featherweight division right now. I think it is a great clash of styles. We have someone who is very game, very aggressive, violent. She wants to bring the violence. And then me, who's like quite the opposite. I'm very skillful, very tactical, very technical. And I think it's going to be a great clash of styles. And I think that's exactly what Riyadh season needs. Being the first women's fight, we're flying the flag for women's boxing. I think we're going to put on a great show. And hopefully it'll be the first of many female fights being on these huge cards.
Yeah. Well, one thing you done yesterday at the press conference was show up with a fit. The jacket. I'm loving that jacket.
Thank
and it's hard to stand out
too.
when you got Ben Whittaker dripped in LV. Couple people in suits. But I'm loving that. Was it Everlast?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the Skye times Everlast combo.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
I feel like we're going to do like some really cool collaborations. That was actually a gift. It's one of one, that jacket, that they're now saying is one of two. So I don't know if you saw, a little competition went out on Instagram last night after the press conference, where they're going to let somebody win the only other one out there. So that's quite cool. But yeah, that was actually a gift for me that I received in Philly to match the white fight week vibes. And yeah, I love it. It's a very cool jacket.
Yeah, well, if you can rig the competition winner to be either me or Charlie, that will be very much appreciated.
Have you entered?
I haven't. I feel like I can't really enter fight a
All you have to
giveaway
do
competition.
is follow me and
'Cause
follow
just say-
Everlast,
just
which
say-
you probably already do.
I already do, but just
And
say
then
I
all
did
you have
win.
to do is comment at Charlie Parsons in the comments.
Do you know how dodgy it would look if me or Charlie won? Even if you did randomly draw out one of our names, it wouldn't look great. Talking of the press conference, a lot of the limelight was taken by Eubank Jr. What are you thinking when that's going on? I felt like I wanted to look, but I also wanted to look away.
Yeah, I felt a bit awkward. I was literally sat about a metre away from him as well. He's obviously bitter about some things that have gone down, some things that have happened. Probably not the time and place to air your dirty laundry.
If you're going to play ball, you'd think it would be at the press conference.
I found it awkward and strange that he decided then and there was the appropriate time. But I mean, I did see he publicly apologised last night. There was a pretty quick turnaround there. Boxing's a funny old world. But yeah, I mean, people are going to have problems with people. I just feel like press conference, I mean, he got airtime. Maybe that's what he wanted. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I guess technically his stock or value would have gone up. So I suppose there is method in the madness. There was one other funny little bit of the press where Frank went on a complete 5-minute rant about why Riyadh season is providing, which, let's not lie, Riyadh season at the moment is providing for everyone. We're loving it as media, fighters are loving it, promoters obviously are earning well as well. And I think he got Raven involved and said, "You're getting paid, right?"
Yeah.
This and that. But I guess you haven't technically fought on Riyadh season yet, but as a fighter, there's got to be no complaints on the front of what Riyadh season's doing for boxing.
And I completely agreed with what Frank and Eddie were saying in the press conference yesterday. Obviously, they probably are sick of seeing the complaints and the kind of backlash that's being kind of aimed at Riyadh season. And what Eddie said, like, Turkey, His Excellency, listened to the fans. He brought a huge Riyadh season card to Wembley, sold out Wembley Stadium in a spectacle show. And like the promoters were all saying up there, like, we couldn't have done that without Riyadh season. And that was for the fans. That was for the British fans. And I just feel like I get it. And I get their passion as well, because they're seeing all the work that Riyadh season are doing for boxing. And it's just almost like fans are being so ungrateful. We're seeing the biggest fights that probably never would have been made without Riyadh season. So yeah, for me, obviously, I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm so excited to be a part of what's going to be such a huge spectacle on a card. Like, just even looking around me yesterday, all of the lineup and the fighters that I was up there with on the stage, like, it's amazing. And yeah, I think all the fighters are feeling very grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah. Someone who sees a bit behind the scenes, when you say there's hard work, people are running around like blue-ass flies to get shit done. Like, everyone is working insanely hard. You spoke about the spectacle at Wembley. I didn't see you. You were there, weren't you? Yeah,
I went.
Your thoughts on what went down?
I mean, the whole show was amazing, and it got me so excited, obviously, for October 12th. The ring walks, like the trailer being played in the stadium. Like, you forget you're at a boxing match. You forget you're at a show. It was incredible. I obviously felt sad for AJ. I am team Matchroom as well, obviously, but I did feel sorry for AJ. I feel like it seemed like he was really on all fight week. It seems like he felt very confident in his camp and everything, and it just didn't go his way on the night, and things didn't go the way he'd obviously planned and trained for. And it's sad because it does happen. It's boxing, and at the end of the day, the better man won on the night. I thought Daniel Dubois was brilliant. I think he did everything right. I don't think it was just that he had amazing power. I think the way he set up his attacks, his tactics going into the fight, he was on, and he was the better man on the night, and that showed. But yeah, I don't think it's the end of AJ. I mean, I think he probably.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too. I think that'll be a sad day for boxing, to be honest. But I think there's still big, exciting fights out there for AJ, and he'll come again. I think. Yeah, I think it was just a bad night in the office for him.
Yeah. When you look at nights like that, that's the reason why we want AJ to stick around. Last one, 'cause I know you've got a couple of other media bits to do. Beyond Raven Chapman, which I know isn't your immediate thought, but boxing's boxing. You and your team would have planned a little bit ahead, I guess. What goes on after Riyadh? Let's say the title's defended. I mean, it could be like a fight of the year, and we could all want a rematch straight away. But the title's defended on October the 12th. What goes down for? I guess you don't fight again in 2024, but what goes down for the next 18 months?
I mean, I have been told that Matchroom are trying to get a show in Australia before the year is out.
Cool.
If that is to happen, I would love to fight Tiara Brown. She's loved having my name in her mouth for the last couple of years, and I'd just love to tick that box and just put it to bed. And then I want to look at unification fights. Obviously, the IBF world title was won last weekend by Nina Menka. We're number 1 and 2 in the ring rankings as well. So I feel like there's opportunity there for IBF, WBC, maybe the ring. Obviously, Serrano still holds WBA, WBO and the ring. But it doesn't seem like she's going to be defending or fighting at featherweight in the foreseeable future. So I would like to see some movement and some unification fight opportunities hopefully next year. But for me, obviously, the ideal fight would still be Serrano. I've said it from the start. That's my legacy fight.
How many times do you reckon you've said her name?
I'm so sick of saying her name. At the moment, I feel like the division's hot without her. There's big fights there. There's big fights to be made. We don't need her. And I think by the time that fight ever comes around, if ever, it's because she needs me.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a lovely little turn of the tide there. So we'll see. But right now, obviously, my focus is fully on Raven Chapman, October 12th, and still.